So I saw your question in the email, and in studies for medication, 15% of patients gain weight as a side effect. Suppose 405 patients are randomly selected. Use a normal approximation to the binomial to approximate the probability of the following. So maybe you got this first part, 61 patients, then probability X is less than 61, less than or equal to 61. So first thing you got to do is figure out the mean and standard deviation. The mean is n times p, 405, times, you got to change that to decimal, 0.15, so 60.75 is the mean. Standard deviation, square root of n times p times 1 minus p. So square root of 405 times 0.15 times quantity 0.15 minus 1. Put that in a calculator, comes out to roughly 7.18592. So you can use the normal calculator on these guys. Once you use the normal approximation, you can do it by hand with the calculator, or you can do it with StatCrunch. You go into StatCrunch, click on Stat, and then Calculators, and you choose the normal calculator. Now on these, since it's you're approximating this, you got to use the correction factor. That's the only tricky part. So you put in the mean and the standard deviation, which just calculate it, and so it wants p of x less than or equal to 61.5. And so the correction factor, you always have to go half a unit on the other side of this. So you got to go to 61.5. If you haven't read about the correction factor, whenever you're doing normal approximation, you always got to do this correction factor. That's the only thing. And so you got to add a half to it. You click compute, it gives you the answer. If you were doing this one with the StatCrunch, you'd have to click on between, and it'd be between, you'd have to go a half a unit on each side of 61. So you have to go between 60.5 and 61.5. So you click on between, keep the same mean standard deviation, and you go 60.5 and 61.5, and it should give you that answer. So you can do these with StatCrunch. Now there are a couple videos on how to do this with StatCrunch, and you need to make sure you understand the correction factor. Hope this helps.